Nice.
All right. So got that. We got that. Everything's good. Oh boy, fuck! I'm tired. Oh boy! Oh boy! All right. So once again, welcome back to Thunderbolt Radio. We're actually here joined by Magnus Builds, aka my bad, Justin, aka Magnus Builds. He actually was on our season 1 iteration of the show, which is bringing some of the old folks back. Actually, he's subbing in today for Jayhan because Jayhan's been having some serious ongoing internet issues to where. If you watched the last episode, you'd notice there's some choppiness with some of his footage. It's because we use a not I want to call it cloud based, but it's basically his internet was having issues with the feed, so that's why we weren't able to. Sometimes it may seem delayed, but hopefully we get that addressed towards the next episode. But either way, we have Justin, aka Magnus Builds, once again Seth Ready Builder 2, and myself, Jan, aka the Gunpla Stop here for another round of just fun shenanigans about some dudes being guys and enjoying the plasticky goodness.
Nice.
Take it away, Justin. It's been a while, man. How you been?
Pretty good. Very, very busy. Since the last time that people watching this saw was over a year ago now. So, haven't gotten a lot done, like gunpla wise. Just because, work has had me everywhere, all over the place. Currently, I've got the dendrobium sitting around me in pieces. Getting ready to get the final details on there. Done a lot of little small builds. Of course, continue to build the backlog because I have problems. But yeah. I mean, outside life been pretty legit. Coming to the end of my time on the ship here in Florida. Waiting on official word of where I'm going next. We know I have a good idea. I'll leave it at that, though. Yeah. That's the big stuff, I think. Yeah, just trucking along, waiting until I have enough free time. Constantly have modeling withdrawals because of how often I can.
I feel that in my chest, man. I feel it in my heart. Like there are, with my current assignment, I constantly going on travel. At least I'd say there's a very high chance that I at least have one per quarter. That's just a kind of obnoxious way of saying it. I at least travel at least 4 times a year. Sometimes it's like all in compressed into one part of the year. Other times it's spaced out. But yeah, when I travel, I don't take any gunpla with me. I do buy stuff sometimes when I'm over there, but I have no tools with me, so therefore, I just I don't build. I'm changing that this time around because I actually have a few like week-long travels coming up, and I'm at least going to take 1 or 2 high grades with me. If not, I'll take one and then buy another one there, and then because and not to where'd it go? I don't have it near me. Damn it! I put it away. Bandai has these really cool, and I'll get into it. You know what? I'm going to get into that when we get to the segment because I don't want to spoil. Exactly, which is what we're going to talk about today: tools and such. Not the tool you see here on the screen, but tools spoilers. You actually use. No spoilers on this. But to move over to our third host today, Seth. What's up, man? How you doing? How you been?
I'm all right. I'm getting better. I'll be going back to work Wednesday. Your boy got the Rona, but I'm over here surviving.
For those of you that don't know, Seth likes to lick doorknobs a lot, which is why he gets the Rona so often.
That makes sense.
He just can't resist. He sees it. He's like, I want to know how many licks it takes to get to the center of this doorknob.
Resident window licker over here. I mean,
he's just like, ooh, it looks delicious.
Nah, but while I'm sitting at the house, I've got a couple projects I'm working on. I'm building an entry grade Gundam right now with a bunch of resin parts from Heavy Weapon System, and I've converted it into a custom Heavy Gundam that I am doing in prototype colors, so like the black and red with like the white legs and the white arms. And then I've got a custom goof flight type from Project V Hobby that I'm working on as well. So I'm hoping to have the entry grade Gundam done tonight or tomorrow night, and then sometime next week or the week after have the goof finished up. I'm just waiting for decals to come in for that one.
Decals.
The bane of your
Decals.
existence.
Now I'm gonna say this right now. I don't hate decal. I mean, I don't know. It's not that decals are annoying to me because I don't know how to do them. I do know how to do them. My unicorn proves it, but
Yeah.
I just find them annoying. But because I find them annoying, I decided to buy the decal sheet for the Dendrobium. Why? I don't know. It's just like, oh my god, jeez, Rick.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing is 5 sheets. Stupid.
No,
I know it's huge, but damn.
I will say it's nice they label each part and where it goes to.
You know, okay, so that's great because that, like, look, I love G Reworks, I love their decal quality, but that's my biggest beef with their. I know that it's like an artistic thing, and you know, template is freedom. You know, whatever you want, put that shit wherever you want to, man. Go for it, have at it. It's your plastic, bro. You spent the money on it, man. You do what you want with it. You wanna put a freaking cockpit decal on a backpack? Go right ahead, man. I don't give a shit. But like the thing is that I would like a guide, something of sort of like, hey, give me a roadmap of how I'm going to put these things on. But yeah, it's not there.
I spent a good 3 days searching around for directions online for those simp decals, and I couldn't find a single good one outside of like one image. But there's these decals for the GPO3 that I swore went down the little butt thruster things. But for the life of me, I could not figure out how to angle them to fit them on there, so I just didn't use them.
No, I definitely feel that because like we like you know what was it? One of my friends he's a Gumpa builder in Georgia. He and I spent quite a few days just researching and looking up the Bandai decal pattern for the, I want to say it was either the RG or no, definitely the RG Fenix, the Bandai one. So like we spent and I know I have the manual somewhere amongst my shit, but I can't find it. So like I spent a good, the long doesn't have it scanned. At least last we checked it didn't. And so we were scouring the internet trying to find it because he bought the decals for the real grade, and so we're doing the thing and whatnot. I think I honestly in the hobby, so to speak, we spend more time researching certain things than actually building. And it's kind of hilarious, really, because like, okay, to segue into what I've been up to. I've been kind of curious. So I have this. No, actually, I don't think I've actually said this out loud or even posted about this, but I have this idea in my head to do like a short story, like kind of like a fan fiction of sorts. That's basically what it is. But because Gundam has all these model kits and all these physical representations of all the mechs in the show, I'm like, yeah, I can make this like a photo story. So I'm making there. It's a 2-parter with 2 teams with the same team, but like there's a 10-year time skip in between. There are returning characters from already established OVAs, so there are familiar faces. So it's just this like nice little homage, right? But I'm using the EZSR as the platform for 2 of the suits.
Nice.
It's gonna be a paired team basically. And I spent, I want to say, several hours figuring out how I'm gonna use the parts for it. Which parts I'm going to use, which parts I'm going to take off, what parts I'm going to swap out, what head I'm going to use, and then obviously in the feet, I'm not a really big fan of the EZSR feet. They're kind of weird, so I'm going to grab some regular ground Gundam feet and do that. But like all this, plus using a backpack from HWS, I'm actually combining 2 different backpacks into one. And the overall theme of the build, well, the caption for the build is basically "In Thrust We Trust." because it's gonna have. I think if I counted, two large verniers and four additional like regular size thrusters that can be
Nice.
positioned. Plus the on the EZSR, the legs here, there's also like small adjustment thrusters there. So like this thing's gonna scoot.
Yeah.
And to add insult to injury, the leftover parts from the backpacks, I'm gonna make into like a kind of like a ancillary backpack for it. So basically, this thing will be modular. It's gonna have like I think working title is interceptor and then enforcer mode,
Mm.
and then I also have these system weapons kits from the like the additional weapons that they only sell the Gundam base for some reason. They really should sell those stateside. Holy shit!
Yeah.
But I have one of them that has two different shields, and those will be the shields. So basically, I have this like full like idea of how I'm gonna do this, and but yeah, that's why I even bought a drill last night because I noticed that in the
Nice.
front part of the chest there's this little piece where like you could tell that there should be a hole there, but there isn't.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna drill a hole. I'm basically gonna add detail to this thing, which is something I never do.
Yeah. You're
So
making me
like
proud.
we're progressing.
Yep.
Drill, yes. Tool, there we go. See,
Evolving, some might say.
Evol- he's learning as someone taught him how to use his power. It's like yes, Dragon Ball lines for sure. We are nerds. I love it. But
but it's accurate.
oh yeah, yeah. Any hauls that you guys that you guys recently got that you're happy with, or well, since the last time you were here, it's like your haul is like the size like another whole other room.
Yeah.
Just looking at the thing, like, well, which one am I happy about?
Which, phew. So like highlights, like highlights of hauls. I'll do that. I got I know it wound up getting released, but like it was more of the how I got it thing. But picked up when I picked up that Psycho Zaku from New York City when my ship was there. That was pretty cool. Just like the walking around finding it, like been looking for it forever. So in spite of the fact that I definitely paid more than I would have if I would have waited a month and a half, still like it was cool to get that. And then a lot of little third party guys like started this guy, but yeah, that direction. But the Star Destroyer,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
started that guy. Kind of got distracted by all the other stuff that I've been doing. Picked up like the Thor ruling, all those like kind of third party metal build sort of kits that have come out. Picked up a few of those. Got a giant wave of the Ultraman figures.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I know. I made you proud by like fully
Oh,
coming out of the
bro, right
closet on
there,
that
right
one.
there, right there. Look.
Yep.
And by the way, Tiga finally got me. There's evil Tiga right there.
Nice.
That thing looks hot. It looks hot. I'm not gonna lie. It's got
I,
this. It's got these hand pose right where like it's not like the regular open hand. It's like this like a almost like
like the evil claw, like
Yeah. And I put both of them on there, and I'm like, yeah, that's how I'm gonna leave them like that.
Yep. Yeah. I think the thing that I most recently I picked it up on Amazon because it just happened to pop up and it wasn't a bad price, honestly. The 1/550th New Zeal,
Okay.
Big Xeon from Stardust. Grabbed that thing to go with my 550th Dendrobium because why not?
That's solid. What about you, Seth? What you got?
Oh man, so I think I may have mentioned it on the last episode, but if I did, I apologize for repeating myself. But I did get in the Debon Destiny Gundam that's based on the metal build. The box is massive. It's like the size. It's just under the size of like a standard perfect grade kit, like a perfect grade Zeta. Like it's
Really?
a big box.
Is it the
And
one? Is
then
it 1/72nd or?
no, it's a 1/100.
Oh, okay.
But just looking at the effect parts, like the effect parts are so big you wouldn't expect them to be on a 1/100. It's more
Yeah.
like a 1/72nd scale, but we'll find out when I build it. And then
Nice.
as of the last episode, I got in the Supernova slash Zaku Phantom Ezak Jewel
Mhm.
custom, the blue one with the big Gatling guns and the big beam tomahawk axe thing. Really excited about that. And in preparation for this, and just the fact that I needed some, I did get some tools in, some tools that I've been needing, and they're all Display. Go figure. So the first one is I got the nice little tungsten drill bit set from Display. I love this thing already,
Yeah.
Literally ordered that yesterday.
dude. The only thing I don't like about it is the size. It only goes up to a 1.2 millimeter drill bit. So it's on the smaller side. So if you're looking for bigger drill bits, this might not be the set for you. But I've already got a set that's full of larger drill bits. I needed some on the smaller side, so this was great for me. I hit up Leaping Panda and did the 20% off sale.
Yeah,
So
the President's Day sale.
Yeah.
no. This was like just a weekend sale, like 2 weeks
Oh, that's
ago.
right. Yeah. That was last weekend. Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, last weekend.
Yeah.
So I did that. I got the Display double sided dust brush.
Switchblade
This thing is
brush.
the switchblade brush. I didn't think I would actually use one of these until I got like resin dust all over my desk, and it was so easy because I was wearing a mask. It was easy to just kind of brush them off into my hand and yeet them into my trash can.
Nice.
And then I've had it for a little bit now. The Display modeling saw. So since I got it, I haven't opened them yet, but I ordered the replacement saw blades for it, and that about rounds out my haul.
Nice.
Hell yeah, man.
Some
What
good
about
stuff.
you,
Some good
Jen?
stuff.
Well, today, actually, so last week I got a few peeps, just kind of like last. I want to say, what's what I'm looking for? A few of the last stragglers for the pain train that was the February friggin' peeps, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like since the last episode, I got. I'm trying to find the picture. Okay, so though you guys know that I've never been a big like shiller for crossbone, but there are some designs that I really like.
Yeah.
I sold to a friend of mine, a local friend of mine, my current X2, the Master Grade X2, unbuilt, and I literally turned around and bought the X2 Kai,
Nice.
the Master Grade, the one that has the big gun and the little fins on, and I'm like, I need that. Like that's the one that I like.
Yeah.
So I got that in. I got an F90, Elfrith Nevada, which I might actually sell because I'm like kind of 50-50 on building it.
That's the.
And
Which one is that one?
it has like the big sword, like the samurai kind of sword with like the electric effects.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
one from the
Yeah.
manga, right?
Yeah. And then an F90 pack that's like one of them is like a full armor, and the other one is like a fast mover. So fast moving, right up my alley. And a few paints here and there from Gaia Notes. They're surfacers. The silver, gold, gunmetal, and pink because I want to try that pink primer to kind of see how it really affects some of my colors because I'm trying to get better understanding of colors of how I'm like literally affecting it. I've done the whole light and dark primer thing for contrast, and I've really enjoyed what I've seen. So I'm like, oh, maybe this will help with the vibrance of some colors, especially reds, because I'm noticing my reds are like some of them are a little muted and whatnot. So it's kind of like, well, let me try to kind of play around with that. The AOZ not the AOZ, the oh my god, the Hobby Hyzak. That was another thing that arrived. And out of curiosity, I bought another Gundam Universe figure. My wife actually got me the Leo for Valentine's Day, and then I bought the Strike Freedom Gundam Universe figure. Not gonna lie, some of these figures are kind of nice.
Dude, some of the panel lines on those universe figures are legit. Like
Yeah,
the
you can do a
the
wash on those bad boys.
the granddaddy, like that would be a great sort of like template for someone who's like, I want to try scribing. I have technical aspects. I don't necessarily know how to do design. Like
The G3,
oh yeah,
that
yeah.
thing's at my desk at work. I'm like, you're there. You stay there.
I like the shield. The shield for that universe figure is my favorite iteration of the granddaddy shield,
It's just
hands
nice.
down.
I want to get.
I think. Yeah, go for it. My bad.
Oh, I was about to say I want to get the Zephyranthes full burning gun the universe figure for my desk at work, just so I can have like a fidget toy when I'm on a call that doesn't really involve me at work, because that happens a lot.
Not to deter you, but I had that one at my desk.
Yes.
The joints, these joints right here, are a little weird. Kind of
Like,
kind of a little bit, yeah. They kind of feel like the man, and I really hate saying this, but the SH Figure Arts Boy from the Future trunks, that one is loose. Like the waist is loose and shit.
So there's a particular YouTuber that I follow that I have a feeling some people know and some people don't. He goes by the name of Jobby the Hong, and he used to review a lot of Gundam stuff. He's a pretty popular toy reviewer now, and he let me know, just through his videos and watching, that there is actually, in the figure world, there is a compound that they sell, like two different ones. One is to loosen the joints, and then they have one to tighten joints. And
how similar is that, I wonder, to what we use in the Gunpla world?
I don't know, because I kid you not, if I'm not mistaken, and please, audience, cancel me if I'm wrong on this one. I think the name of the compound to tighten joints is called joint cum.
Hold on. Nice.
Yeah, definitely that's not something that I think we should pull up on stream, because that might
No, what I'll do is I'll bleep it, and then I just gotta remember when you said that. But I think it'd be funny, because if I bleep it, it's like, what did he say? But no, yeah, man, I would love to know, because I love my Trunks figure. So like, I kind of went down the rabbit hole of SH Figure Arts and some of the figures, but I only buy figures of things that I operate the same way as I buy PGs. Now, granted, the PG Strike Freedom was an impulse buy, because I got it really cheap. But like, when it comes to like the GPO 1, 0083 is like right here, man. That's like, number one UC love done. But like oh my god, the Leo, total curiosity buy. Thing is great. Thing is probably the second best figure in the universe line, like, period.
The Leo.
The Leo. Yes, I'm not even kidding. It's like solid. To take a line from one of the prolific reviewers on YouTube. It poses like a champ, solid as a rock, no stickers needed. Thing is great. The head moves too, which is insane. You can actually pose the head on the Leo a little bit.
Yeah,
I have it as a pose, like its head cocked a little bit, like this.
Yeah,
and it has like the beam saber on one end and the rifle on the other. It looks good.
nice.
I'll have to take a picture and send it to you guys, but it's like all the way over there right now. But yeah, but aside from that haul, I also got these today, literally. There you go. Ecoplot barber coat.
Hey.
Oh,
Pretty. And I'm sure Seth will be really proud of this one.
Is it more seed stuff?
There you go.
It's more seed stuff.
the silver coating. Hey man,
For somebody
boy's got the biggest V fins I've ever seen in my life besides the M91, and that I
I was gonna say,
for somebody that has watched Seed and did not enjoy the story, you sure buy a lot.
Oh wait, hold on. Before you slander my good name,
I'm not trying to slander your good name, fella.
Okay, Seed itself is fine. See, Destiny got problems, but once you kind of understand why those problems, it's weird. It's like I try knowing what happened in the production and whatnot and why Seed went the way it did. I almost feel like I can give it a pass. Same reason why I feel like I can give F91 a pass.
So,
and I get it.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing so far, for the new Freedom movie that's coming out, it looks like Shin really rounds off his character arc and becomes the character that everybody wanted him to be. I haven't watched the movie yet. This is pure speculation off of the trailers that I've seen, but it's like his character finally rounded off. He's who we want him to be. There's a still that I saw of Shin smiling launching in his Destiny Spec 2 Gundam, and it was very unsettling because Shin doesn't smile. He screams and cries. So maybe our boy Shin finally got a win. We'll see. I know Atherin's going to knock the ever living snot out of Kira, and I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, I would say it's earned, maybe.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
But
Atherin's the best character anyway.
I agree.
Best suits, best character.
But that's what keeps me coming to the back to the Seed, back to buy more Seed kits, is because the designs are so nice. Like they build so well, they look really good, and like with me, you understand how I choose and how I build. Aside from being a collector, it's more like, well, I really enjoy the process of the build. Like I get all my fulfillment early on. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Matter of fact, I rarely go out of my way to really pose something for a picture. Like the only reason I pose it for a picture is because I'm like, oh, it's gonna look good.
Shout out to Goon.
Yeah. Shout out to my boy Gunpla Goon, the Gunpla and the Goonies, man. Always great folks, and and they're really good at exchanging ideas, because I actually talked to Goon a lot about just understanding like his philosophy when it comes to posing. He's done a lot of and you see it on his Instagram. They look very animation inspired, like the whole like torso crunch with like the arms fully stretched out, very emotive. Not so much where my style is more like, this is what the Gundam can do or has done in the show, not necessarily something that it's never done. So like you see all those different philosophies when it comes to posing kits and stuff like that. But yeah, like I just like the designs. I like the way they look. I like the way they build, and I even saw it in I even knew that I was gonna buy more, so I bought freaking the metal joints, the hip joints that always go back.
Oh no!
Like as you can see, there are 3.
Oh man, no, Jan froze.
Oh wait, no, can you see me?
Dude, you froze.
No, we saw up, you froze.
Oh. But no, yeah, like I bought 3 sets of joints. For not only for the Freedom, but also for the real type color Freedom and the real type Justice.
Are those the metal joints?
Yeah, these are the metal joints. Yeah,
like the hips and whatnot. Because I heard the hips are kind of iffy. I haven't built that kit because high grade enthusiast over here.
This guy, man.
I've heard it's specifically a certain peg on the hips, and I think I scouted it out in my Providence when it first got delivered, and it looks like it's like one of those joints, but right at the base of it, instead of having connections all the way across, it's just like tiny.
Yeah, it's literally this piece right here.
Yeah.
That plastic piece. It for some reason it doesn't know how to. Not that it doesn't know it's an inanimate object, but the way the engineering, the way that those joints were engineered, it's like all the other adjacent parts are fine. It for some reason can't.
It can take like pressure on it, but it can't take twist.
Yeah, so when you start posing, that's when it goes. So
Mm.
so that's why I bought these, and I bought them. I literally bought those joints for every single
Yeah.
one of the Freedom Justice or whatever any Gundam frame that comes from C that uses that hip. I bought it
Yeah.
because I'm like I am not about to move it one day and then it's like oh sad face.
I just bought a bunch
Man's
of
not about that life.
brass rods.
Man, so I've been thinking about buying brass rods. Jayhan and I were talking about that because I know that my blast impulse, it's the day's gonna come where I move one of those blasters and it's gonna and the peg is gonna pop because it's already twisted a little bit.
Yep.
So I'm like, it's gonna happen, and someday I'm gonna move it, and like, so I need to figure out how to fix that. But but yeah. So speaking of using things to fix, let's move over to the main topic today, which is tools. And again, like I said, not this tool, other tools, physical tools, tools that don't have emotions. Uh, I actually have my bag and everything here. I'm saying I have emotions, but I'm also a tool, so it is what it is. Right? Self-deprecating humor, man, at its best. I love it. But so like just to preface this for the audience, you're gonna see a different. Like I almost wanted to say you're almost gonna see tiered levels of tool use because like when it comes to myself, and I'd say partially when it comes to Seth, there'll be some tools that like so I use a lot of like I want to say entry or like mid level tools. Seth is beginning to kind of like scratch that surface of further customization, things that I haven't touched yet. And then when we get to Justin, it's going to be like some wild shit that got built with nth metal in the heart of a dying star or whatnot. But neither here nor there. We're gonna have Stormbreaker for Gunpla right here. Whoever wants to go ahead, the floor is yours. I'll have at it.
So, like, what are we talking about? Like, starting out like our go-to like tools that we have to have at the bench, or
say like go with old go like this. So like start with old reliable, and then move on to like let's say a new acquisition that you've been using a lot, and then move on to something that you're excited to use.
Justin, you wanna start out?
Sure, why not? All right. I mean, I suppose this is something that'll knock out a few for everyone, right? Just like single the ones I have in front of me, of course, are ones that I have to repair, but single blade nippers are like the single greatest tool acquisition I had. Because like when I first started my modeling journey, it was something solid and a razor blade and a lot of pressure, and it was rough. But then eventually upgraded to the nippers that everyone got in that $10 Amazon model building kit. And then finally one day I started with God hand nippers and realized one, they were glorious, but at the same time, like really the price wasn't worth it for me. I got kids and animals. Like I had multiple times where they took nosedives on their beak, and that doesn't bode well for something that well machined. Other go-to would be definitely glass files. I mean, this is like a set that I'm pretty sure I got from probably one of those really cheap ones that I got from Delphi Decal. I love the razors. I like the display glass files. Heck, I like the first ones that I got were just nail files. And they did their job pretty well. I did have to go and do a little bit more polishing after that. Other tools, tweezers, right? You throw on decals or stickers. Tweezers help, hands
I
down.
appreciate the shout out for the stickers, man. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm here for you. I mean, anyone who's built the PGU, like for every single one of those things, you need tweezers for. And then I suppose getting out there a little bit, or one more like in the realm of good for in the realm of like what probably a lot of people use, any type of vise. I know people had the Display Clout vise for a while.
Did you did you say clout base?
Yes.
Fucking hell.
Uh,
Hey
but
man, I feel attacked, dog. What's up? I feel
it
attacked.
I got it too. I got it too. And I was like, this
Oh
isn't as
man.
good as everyone makes it sound like. But I'd already been using similar vices for
Oh man,
all
it's in the
sorts of stuff.
box still.
Yep. I mean, I've got a $20 um nice. I've got a $20 like mini table vise on my workbench over here a little bit, and all I did to make it safer for plastic, I took and I like uh glued some pieces of leather uh on it just so they can get a good solid grip and not mar the plastic. And if I need a little bit extra padding, I throw a little bit extra padding in there. I've got like the little hand vices for when I do hand painting, things like that. So like not just one vice, but multiple vices. That means two things. Uh,
I kind of caught that. I was like, that's funny. It's like
yeah,
not more than just one vice.
yeah.
Yes.
Uh, and then some more uh, other stuff that I discovered as I went from just snapping and then like how straight paint on plastic stuff. I love follow this cord in the dark. So I've got the David Union 300. It's a corded little power drill. It's got pretty easy little chuck here. I use bits from Display. I use bits from David Union. I use bits from Dremel if I want to. It's really nice because it sort of has built-in resistance that's rated towards what plastic will give you instead of like wood. So you see some people using Dremels. That thing is just meant to cut straight through whatever it's cutting through. This thing will slow down in plastic, which can get infuriating when you're first starting to use it. And you're kind of learning that as you go, if you try to push as fast as you would with, say, that Dremel, um, it'll stop. But I'm sure that saved me so many times in using it. But like I bought that when I was doing my Pale Rider conversion because I was like, well, I'm cutting plastic now, so I need this. So I got into that. I have a power. Well, I recently got what I'm pretty sure is just a power drill motor set up in like a mini lathe. But previously, I would take one of my power drills and I'd just turn that thing on and I'd use that as a lathe for crafting round parts. Like when I did the projectiles for my gun tank and stuff like that, or the World War II RX-78 diorama I did. Like when I was making the projectiles for that thing, it was stick it in there. Hell, some of the runner parts, I just stick the runner bit in there and then take sandpaper and use that to smooth down all the little bumps on the runner. Um, uh, like Seth, you were mentioning the hobby saw. I go for the flavor of the jeweler's saw.
Teach their
It's
own.
yep. It's super handy. I personally like that there's 360-degree control over it. So I can take the drill, pop it in there, feed the blade in there, link it up to either side of the saw, and then I can saw whatever shape I want. Um, I just had bad luck with those photo etched saws previously. Um, I don't know, man. Like sometimes the tools, like honestly, like this might be the best tool in anyone's arsenal, right?
Man,
Just
okay,
The
okay.
almighty cell phone.
So that's funny you say that because remember, like, and this is if you know me, if you know us, I promise I'm not zeroing in on you and I'm like picking on you. It's just I'm reminded of an instance where we have, we always have a friend that like, hey, can you look this up, or can you check this out for me, or what? But the way that it's asked, it's like, well, I'm busy, I'm doing some stuff, or like I'm working, and like, it's like, bro, you got a phone, like, pop that bad boy open, like, look it up, dude. You have the most powerful information tool in your hands. Like this thing. Oh yeah, by the way, unicorn baby, what's up?
Nice.
Uh,
I
but
keep
like,
saying it, and it's never going to get old. We have the entirety of the world's information at our fingertips, and we use
like,
it to look up silly little facts about tiny plastic robots.
hey man,
Hey.
hey, when someone come at me with some incorrectness, I'm like, no, 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 not today.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
It's like, I totally forgot the fact that I was fact checking, but like it cracks me up when like there are like blatant mistakes, and it's just like, how can you make a mistake whilst whilst in a video, live, whatever? How can you do that when literally you're talking to a camera and the internet's right there? Like, I don't know, man. It blows
Yeah.
my mind, but whatever. But no, yeah. That always, but it's a great tool, right? Especially with other builders that provide tutorials and provide guidance, or even if it's just quick tips, or like full on, where you pay for a lot amount of time, and you use that route or whatever. Either way,
Yep.
the uh, the internet is just an insane source.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think
That's a blanket tool right there.
yes. I think like how you use it is important. I don't like if there's something I want to do, I'm not just gonna go inside the gunpla box and look up, hey, how does this work? Like I like to look at things that I think might be related, no matter what they are. Whether it's a way to get things done, maybe how does it work in the real world, something like that. And then like I mean, just thinking about a way to use what you have at your disposal to accomplish what you discover on there. Um, I sometimes it is straight up one for one. What do I see online? Okay, I'm going to duplicate that. But sometimes it's like, all right, well, this is kind of what they do, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take, my frame vices that I use for woodworking and set all that stuff up and then wedge it in place so that as I glue it and set these things, I can keep it in exactly the position I need it to be because plastic cement takes 6 hours to cure and be reliable. Um, and that's why Dendrobium has taken me so long.
One does not simply snap build Dendrobium, which is something
Yeah,
that like kind of it's been on my mind, like uh, whenever the time comes, whenever it is my turn to do the big chunky boy.
I'm
First of
definitely
all,
curious on yours. How much you have little misalignments? Because like mine, like I said, it was a red label, and I think that it was sitting around and passed from hand to hand enough times over the years. Like there was some warping in it,
yeah,
um, and that was definitely a thing to work around.
and that's a fair tidbit to like, hey, watch out for. So like, and this not to go off on a third party tangent, but that's like one of the biggest things to dispel about some third party stuff. Because I built the Stargate, not the Stargate. Oh my god, freaking
Star
backpack
Glory,
looks like a Stargate, but the not a Stargazer, that's a Stargazer.
Yeah,
the
That
Star
thing,
Glory.
dude, that thing builds better than all four of the Bandai Master Grade Impulses,
yeah, nice.
and it has pre-painted parts, which is, oh god, it was so nice.
Chef's kiss.
I haven't had such enjoyment in a build since I built the Mark V. Which, in my opinion, I'm not. Look, I'm
That's high praise.
schmuck, but in my little head world where like I've snap built so much, as an example, it's like there's a lot of kits that have given me joy. The Mark V was probably the amongst the highest it's like Mark V, Double Zeta's up there, Verka. Like it's just all these singular kits have given me that much enjoyment. But then you got that one that's like, holy shit, that's a third party. Damn. But yeah, no, like some Bandai kits do have misalignments. Some, they're older. They're, especially, man, I built the Shimagaraho high grade Gelgu. First of all, that kit is terrible. Oh my god, is it bad? Misalignment, and it was a reprint. It was a blue label, red label, blue label, cloud label, however you want to call it.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm gonna try and finish it. I'd like to finish the kit and have it photographed and everything. For no beam sabers in the hangar bay though. We're gonna take care of that. But I'm gonna try and have it done by May.
Okay.
Which we're about to start March, which is insane to me. But yeah, dude, this is the time. This is the part of life where I'm like, this is bullshit, dude. January. It was just, what the hell, like. But yeah,
it was just March 2023.
I just got a reminder, like this like, hey, memory or whatever on Facebook, and it was when I went to Denver on a work trip, and it was January 2020.
That's wild.
That's when so like, not to go down the COVID thing, but like when I came back from that trip, I felt like ass, and but there was no test to figure out whether that's what you got,
right?
Because it wasn't around yet. So I'm thinking, man, I was probably like either patient 0 or patient like 2 at work.
Yeah.
Because like, but no, man, like I remember, and I'm thinking, man, that feels like yesterday. But whatever. But yeah, as what is it in Mean Girls? Irregardlessly. Irregardlessly. So you want me to take it since you got some new tools and some new stuff. I got some basic shit. I'll be in my basic self.
Yeah, go for it.
Let me grab my. First of all, I want to say, if you guys are wanting like a nice mobile, something easy, like it doesn't have to necessarily be this one since it is P Bandai bag, but having a nice tool bag, this thing is amazing. And by the way, yes, Seth, I put some of your.
Yeah, I got that unicorn pin in, and I had to send it to the unicorn man.
Oh hell yeah, man! I appreciate it.
Yeah,
but yeah, this thing holds all my display.
Oh man,
display brushes. I mean, paint pens. All my little sanding files, the metal ones, panel line markers. By the way, this is a nice thing to have in a pinch. This is a cement glue pen.
Cement glue pen
from Mr. Hobby.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, it's nice to have in a pinch.
Quick dry, or
it's not quick dry, but it's quick enough that you leave it alone for like a few minutes and it'll do it.
Yeah.
My Molotov pens and all that good stuff. You can never have enough. You can never have enough of this shit.
Yeah.
Just because it's a snap build doesn't mean that this thing don't help.
Yeah.
Throw it out there.
Yeah.
Them V-fins like to fly. No, don't fly nowhere.
Yeah.
You stay. But aside from this stuff, like this is just kind of like my basic. Like I take this to we have local builds here at a local store named Anime Egg Roll. Great place, love going there. Also shout out to Leapy Panda because I've been making some purchases and it's been hurting my heart, but I like it.
That BOGO is good.
Leaping Panda knows how to hit me where it hurts. I swear, man. I think Sean knows.
Dude, ever since he worked with me for that Sherman, man, shit.
Thank you for mentioning the Sherman. I think I saw the one of those at a. So there's a local store here called Mark Twain Hobby. There is a Sherman of that scale in one of their boxes, like one of their cases, and one of our friends in our Discord, BA Gunpla. He and I went in there just to kind of look around and whatnot. That's where I bought another bottle. I was gonna buy some Rattle Can Vallejo because I'm gonna paint my chain base.
Okay.
But I made a purchase that may have basically invalidated the need to even do any work on my chain base. So we'll see. But I went in there and I noticed it, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, hey, yeah. By the way, Magnus Mills, Justin, yeah, he built one of these." He's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah." He like I saw the box in his room and everything. Like when he showed me the picture, it's like stupid big. And he's like, "I just couldn't imagine building something like this in your in your home." I'm like, "Hey man, he's a glutton for punishment. He likes big things."
Yep.
But but like this is kind of basic. I call this is my go to. By the way, one of my friends, Gunpla Greg, did this print for me. I love this thing, by the way.
That thing
So
is
yeah, I'm
nice.
glad. Oh, dude, it holds everything.
Yeah.
It's so convenient, right? To echo what you said, Justin, tweezers. These tweezers, I forget what brand this is. I need to figure it out, but I love these things.
Yeah.
These are the ones I was telling you about, Seth. You see how
Yeah.
it's not like
It's
super
not like
thin.
super pointy at the end.
Yeah, but but it works well enough, right?
Yeah.
Reverse grips. Love these things, man.
Yeah, those are nice.
Let's see the gun primer balancer sander. Please don't leave me on red. But yeah, I love the gun primer. Okay, so like as a snap builder and as someone that does like slightly churched up builds, we call them Snap Build Plus in my little Instagram for clout and stuff, because everything's got to have a label. They're invaluable in my eyes. Like they really kind of help you get that there you go. Yep.
I've
They
got
just help
I've
you.
got a lot of them.
Oh, dude, yeah. In one of my drawers. So, like, when Meiji and Hobby went out of business and they were doing that big sale, I literally went in there and I'm like, I am going to buy all the ones that I can.
Yeah.
So, I bought all the surface balancers that I could, both gray and white. I bought multiple packages of the sand loop sticks.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I went in there with a purpose. And, like, this. So now I have them in my drawer. Anytime that I need another one, just whatever, chuck the old one, have the new one. But it's just. Those gun primer products I think are invaluable for brand new builders. The only thing I don't have is the brush and the recovery spray because I honestly
I don't know
in,
what that does. I like.
that's exactly why I haven't bought it because I'm like I don't know if maybe for me or my uses it may not be good or I may not, but yeah, that's just maybe out of ignorance. But I'd be interested in knowing, like, really kind of understanding what. But definitely the brush. I need to get the brush though because I need a little. I have a big brush for like desk dust, but like how Seth got the little bitty brush, I think that'd be perfect for. Yeah, but like that being said, those tools I sometimes use the vise for like decal application because sometimes I need like I do this thing where let me see if I can balance it. Let's say this is the ground right here, and I kind of put my hand behind it to kind of stay like literally stabilize the piece, even though it doesn't need to be stabilized. I just kind of have this thing where I have it's almost like full 3 points of contact or whatever with the part. So like I use that for decal application here and there, or for pictures because it's great for pictures. But a little this is a totally random buy. So I had the display desktop vac.
Okay.
It died on me.
Oh.
I was really heartbroken because I like that thing. I didn't want to get another one because I'm like, well, whatever that one dies too. So I went on Amazon. I can't remember. I can probably I'll put the link on some of these things in the description on the YouTube. That way, folks are like, oh yeah, bam. And again, none of these are affiliated links. This is just kind of help you all out. But I bought this desktop fan, this desktop vac. This thing is sick. It was $30, and it is really powerful. Like I mean,
Okay.
stupid powerful. Like more power than you probably need for a desktop vac, but it works. Cleans the keyboard like a motherfucker. And
Battery powered or rechargeable?
rechargeable USB C.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ooh.
On the bandwidth.
Has an indicator light. Like this little round part right there.
Yeah.
That whole thing is an indicator light. So you plug it in, it's like really bright.
Nice.
But yeah, this thing is like strong like bull. And I'm gonna go on a little, and then obviously nippers. I use the Mr. Hobby. These are Mr. Sharpness. I use these for the first cut, and I had to get. So I finally got on the God Hand kit after building 164 kits last year. I'd say the God Hands are with me for about half that journey, and I can probably put a picture up later on. You'll see. I'll pop up a picture of this, but they're actually bent,
Yeah,
like slightly bent in the front. They're not cracked or anything. They're just kind of they have this little like you can see like literally
Hmm.
like they're kind of like this
just
like
not
that
quite aligned anymore.
exactly. So when I do
They're
a
not
clip,
plumb.
yeah, and so I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little,
Uh
but
huh. Uh huh.
I also don't know like does this product have like a rate of like hey you can build X because I build a lot. I mean I build a lot. Like
Yeah.
realistically, it's a lot of plastic clipping, and I honestly think they lasted longer than I thought they would because I was thinking they were gonna break. So they just bent. So like I just have to cut deeper in the thing for now because I did order another pair while I figure out what
Honestly, I think my favorite single blade nipper that I've used is the MadWorks one
that's the one I haven't tried yet. I might order the Badworks next.
because I got the display and the what was the red handle one. I still have them.
Yeah, it's the
Voltican or
display.
something like that.
The what?
They were like on Amazon for like $20. Voltican.
The Vulcans. It's
Yeah,
like Vulcan or something.
yeah. There's a
Oh
T in there
shoot!
somewhere.
I forgot to
Um,
talk about these. These are Mr. Hobby's single edge nippers. These are great, but they stick a little bit after a while.
hmm, yeah.
But yeah,
I got the after a while I always like finding um the random like off brand China knockoff single blade because every once in a while they're good. But I got
Hmm.
the Rui tool. They've got purple handles.
hmm.
They're not bad. The issue is that um, the countersunk holes where the spring goes are
Yeah.
not as deep as some of the others, and I lost the spring. It just popped out.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would definitely be like something that's one thing that I noticed with displays is that the where you tighten it, that little hex
Hmm.
bolt,
Yeah.
like yeah, like but on the inside, the mine on the displays just fell out.
Really.
Huh.
So I had to put him back in, and then and then the thing is that you don't remember what the like you can't tell like you try to adjust it. It's one of those things that once that nipper like stopped working the way as it came from the factory,
Yeah.
I could never get it to where it was.
Yeah.
So
One of mine, I got like it was like the blade part overlapped the flat
yeah,
part just a little bit, and like you could still get cuts, but I would always get this weird little jagged edge. And that's where, oh my god, tool that I forgot to mention. That of course I start I start talking about this, and I think of exactly why I got this tool. Um, I don't have a fancy bag. I have a little box of stuff that I put my tools in and bring with me to duty. Um, X-Acto knife, of course. That's good for not just cutting. Like the amount of random stuff I can use that for is ridiculous. But so this thing, um, this handle uh, is not the SMS brand because they ran out of handles. But this is a ceramic scraper. Um, this thing you can't cut yourself with it all day long. Like it looks sharp, but I'm fine there. But you scrape this long plastic, anything, and you're gonna knock off like those little mold lines. If you're doing seam line elimination with the cement, squeeze the parts together. You run that along the edge a couple of times, um, and then hit it with your balancer. Seam line gone, just period. Um, yeah, that thing is amazing. Any level, like whether you're just snap building or not, that is a tool that I recommend everyone get. I got mine from USA Gundam Store. They had the blades, about like 4 blades. I also have an actual ceramic razor blade that I liked because it served me the razor blade purpose and the scraper purpose. But this one, as a scraper, is better than that one.
Nice. See, that's good to know. Like stuff like that, like that where, hey, this tool is really useful for like, man, and that's kind of where the whole idea of today is just like, yeah, we all have our go tos, but what's that? That one thing that just like, hey, this is really neat. Like, I know it might sound boring, but yeah, that vacuum, I freaking love this thing. Like, because I do the whole two snip, so I generate a lot of nubs. I don't keep a nub jar because I'm not a psychopath, but
I don't get it. I don't get it.
You gotta
I don't
have the
want to have
jar
the
of forbidden sprinkles.
Hey, bro, Louis likes to knock shit over, and I'm not about to
Hey, that's why
yeah.
Loki and Lily aren't allowed in the build room.
I mean, if
I've
you're gonna
tried.
use
Well,
it for like plastic goop later, I get that.
I've never see I haven't done the sprue glue yet, or anything, which I might do that with this like half empty one. So like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh no,
But
I'm just waiting until that jar is full, and then some random person, or maybe even one of y'all that I send some slabs to, is just gonna get an envelope full of nubs
oh god,
because I'm a
that's
monster.
worse than like party glitter, man.
Yeah.
Especially if they have like it's bad if they have hardwood, but if they have carpet, it's never coming out.
Yeah.
God, you're the goddamn devil, dude. That's not even cool, man. But no, yeah. Speaking of which, what you got, Seth? What you got?
Oh man, so once upon a time, back when I first started building, I actually used fingernail clippers to cut my parts out because
Yeah.
it was literally like my first kit, and then I graduated to like the $10 cheap little nippers that you get out of the Amazon bundle packs. Yeah, something like that. Except they were, nail files that or nail clippers that I got from like the dollar store on my way home. Because, anyways, but from there, I stepped up and I got my first quote unquote good pair of nippers, which were the USA Gundam Store single blade nippers. I
They're
got
good.
those because I got free shipping, and I
Yeah.
like that a lot. And then from then, I got my Display nippers, which I would honestly say are at the same quality of the USA Gundam Store nippers. They're right there. They're really really good. I love them. And then from there, I caught a pair of God Hands on sale for like $40,
That's
and yeah, I got them for a good price. And if they weren't on sale, I wouldn't buy them again because as much as they retail for, I'm terrified to drop them and break them. Where if
yeah.
I mess up my displays, it's like $30 for another set
Yeah.
versus
That
$50.
I've only ever bought the God Hands on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
you got to get them on
never
sale.
paid full price for them.
I strongly believe the displays are more resilient than the God Hands too.
I dropped these. I've dropped these blade down, and I bent them, and I picked them up. I put them on my desk and pushed on the blades with my hand, and I bent the blade back, and it cuts just fine.
So like
Hmm.
when it comes to having tried both of them. Now, granted, everybody has a different level. I always think that luck has a little bit to do with some of the stuff, but
Yes.
like
Yeah.
because no two metal pieces are ever 100% alike.
No.
But my displays, they feel almost dainty in comparison to the God Hands.
Really?
Like I said, I haven't been able to get them to where they were when I'm waiting for the STSXs to come back in stock from Display because those are like supposedly those are the true God Hand killers. Like that's what
Was that the
I've heard.
3.0s or was that the?
Oh man, let me hold on.
So
Let us
since you
let
brought
us
that
use the
up, I
browser.
actually have which one?
Let us use the internet here real quick.
Yeah, I'm curious
Right.
now.
Okay, let's see here. Share screen. And I'm going to go to new tab. Where the heck is the tab? Window. Here we go. All right. So let's see here. These are display. Oh yeah, STX. There we go.
Yeah, because mine are the ones I have right here are the STAs, and then the ones that come in the departure kit are the STCs. Do I know what the difference between them are?
Yeah,
Absolutely
see, like
not.
these are supposedly like these are ultra fine. At least that's what I hear. That's on the
Okay.
advertisement, right? So like these are, I think, if I recall, the true rivals for the God Hand, but you can't find them.
Yeah,
So
I've never. I
So
don't think I've ever
having
seen one.
used yeah, having used both the STAs, the STCs, and the God Hands, I can't personally tell a massive difference in quality between any of these three nippers. I'll even throw the USA Gundam Store ones in there. I can't tell like a massive difference. So personally, I think God Hands are overrated. I've got a pair. I use them. They're nice,
I
but
so I'll say like hands down in terms of different types of plastic and the way the cuts feel in all the various types of plastic that you come across and all the various companies that you can get models from. God hands the I think it probably the machining tolerances on them made every single cut feel exactly the same in
mhm.
every type of plastic that I built a model out of. Whereas the USA Gundam Store, Display, even MadWorks, all of those, um, they all were great. I'm definitely not saying that, but like I could definitely tell the difference between plastics because all of them, for whatever reason, and I think that the reason that it also felt the same is also the reason that in my case, um, heck, the second pair of God hands I had, um, I got it because eventually I got tired of uh, the aforementioned drop of the God hands. I was cutting with half of a blade because the whole front of it fell off. Now you should always be using, the middle back half of the blade, but like I was cutting with the back of the blade,
Yeah.
um, thanks to the fall, and like I got tired of that, so I did pay for two sets because I liked it that much. But then I decided to try out the cheaper ones, and like if the only difference is that I can tell if I'm in cutting good quality or bad quality plastic, like all right, cool, like that's
Neat.
it's not that big of a deal.
No. Especially in this hobby where we don't cut flush against the plastic anyways, so to have a necessarily uber clean cut is kind of irrelevant when we're going to
Yeah.
sand and file it down anyways. So
I think like yeah, because it obviously that depends on the build, right? Because
yeah.
um, it also depends on the builder. So if you're going with your typical, you just want to build it and go, um, that two step method plus
Hmm.
balancers and you're done. Uh, the Because some of these cuts are flush enough that the balancers is all you need. Like you don't even
Yeah.
need to introduce an 800 grit or even the razor. Uh, there are some instances where like yeah you'll need to introduce it and whatnot, but like if you're just cutting and going, and also like having, I'd say, gone up the the chain with it. Started with Mr. Hobby, and then went to Display, and I want to try the Matterworks one for sure though. And then now, kind of sitting in the God Hand booth, I guess I can see where the hype is coming from. May not necessarily be like, oh my god, but they do feel good. Like it has a satisfying cut, right? I think definitely it's all boiled down to the machining
Hmm.
and because again, it's a satisfaction thing, right? So like if the cut's consistent every time you cut, no matter what you cut, then you're like, oh yeah, this feels good. Because like with the third part with the Star Glory, it felt like I was cutting a Bandai kit.
But another thing you got to remember, and you got to take into account when you're looking at what nippers you want to get is no matter what brand, no matter what name, they're going to wear out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
think that's kind of one of the things that I was a little bummed because I was like, damn, like I know I built a lot, but you can actually physically feel the wear.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, there's a pair of nippers that I have here that I keep them away because the cut feels so disgusting. Like
Ooh.
Yeah.
they're the Hobbytown black nippers,
Yep.
Okay.
dude. I remember using them for the first time. One time I was
I've got a pair that I use for like that 1/60th Galgu that I'm doing some work on. I pick it up, do a little bit, but a lot of that I've been like it's been like super glue or cement and get it and cut it, and sometimes it hasn't necessarily been fully cured when I cut it. So like I mean these nippers, they look ugly because I get the super glue on them and then I take my torch and I burn the super glue off of them. Um, and they're rough. They're rough. They've seen some shit.
play
Seen
Fortunate Son.
things. But to
But
try to prolong the life of my nippers, I'm a little extra, and I have a dedicated pair of double bladed. These are steady nippers that I got off Amazon for like $17, and the only thing I use these for are polycaps. I have a dedicated pair of nippers solely for cutting polycaps.
You don't just rip
because
those off the runner.
Absolutely not.
you don't twist them and just.
Oh,
That used to
But-
be how I got those out.
You know
There's
what?
a-
I did that at one point when I was new and I had my cheap nippers and I didn't want to wear them out, so I would just rip the polycaps off. And then I started investing in this hobby and I was like, man, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Like, if I'm going to buy a good pair of nippers, I'm not just going to like rip my polycaps off. I'm going to nip them and make them look good because knowing my luck, I would build something and you would see the polycap for some reason, and you'd see a big old just like tear gash out of it. And I was like, that doesn't look good.
Like,
Fair.
I still twist them off depending on where.
Hey, fella, look, to each their own. That's the
Hey
wonderful
man,
thing about this hobby.
you're not gonna see that shit.
Yeah.
If you find the excess material on a polycap on one of my kits, man, wow, like you're looking.
You're trying
First
to
of
find
all,
a reason.
they're in a socket, they're in a hole, so you have to take the shit apart to find,
Yeah.
to find that. Like, especially how where they bond on the thing. But I'm just trying to think of it now. Like someone somewhere is gonna be looking at pictures. Like, I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
I'm gonna find it.
There's excess there. I know.
Actually.
I'm like, actually, I'm like, oh god, whatever.
But nah, man. Some other things besides my nippers, you got to have a good just like flat metal file, and this is like $1.50 that I bought at like the checkout counter of my local hobby town because my other file snapped in half because I dropped it and it was rusted because it was like a 45-cent file.
Nice.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say Harbor Freight there for a second. I was like, this guy.
I got. I don't know how. I think it was. I think it was when I got that my first place haul. And I just like looked at something and thought, okay, cool, I'll try this. I got one of the God Hand files.
Ooh.
That thing is like one of the metal files. That thing's really nice. And I really like with the metal files that like, hey, like that thing feels gummed up. Guess what? Dip it in acetone. It's not gummed up anymore.
Good to go.
Isn't that what like the Japanese steel, like the Nippon steel? Is that what it is?
Probably.
Like, they use? Like,
Which
'cause
just means steel that they make sound more expensive because katanas.
Yeah. It's like my metal file is made of nitrine.
I have an nth metal.
Like
freaking-
like mild history tangent. The thing that made that Japanese steel so good, no one really knows how to do that anymore, and it was only good in relation to other steel production ways of the day. Nowadays,
so it's like
it's all pretty even.
Yeah. Oh man.
yeah. Because like there's in the car side of the house, we like you have this big back and forth argument about when you're building like when you're buying all the rotating assembly to build the bottom end of an engine block, be it 4 cylinder, V8, V6, whatever. There's a lot of folks that if you're building this thing for this is, I think, especially for drag racing, where it's like your engine's going to experience 100% load for a short amount of time. A lot of folks are like, nah, man, do aluminum rods with whatever like top high end pistons or whatever. Because like, oh yeah, it cuts the weight on the rotating assembly. There's a few guys out there, well, not a few, I think more so on the more competitive guys that would race like weekend after weekend, that want their car to go, not just rounds but go events.
Mm-hmm.
These guys will do steel rods as opposed to aluminum rods, and it's like, but they basically were where they found the difference in performance. They were maybe like not even a tenth of a second away from like where they were with the aluminum rod setup. So they're just like, hey, the difference is marginal, but I'm only having to refresh my engine one every 2 events instead of like every event, or sometimes even in between rounds. And it's like this idea of the stigma with you got to have the most top end stuff to be the best in whatever. And it's like, man, sometimes things work. So whatever works for you and however you want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All that to say, like, if you have God hands, Madworks, Display, Hobby,
They're nippers.
Mr. Hobby, whatever. If it works for you, if you have a workflow process, hey man, whatever.
Whatever works for you.
It's your journey in this hobby. Like, but all that being said, we're just kind of like giving like, hey, this is the little cool things that work for us. So I do have this one. Did I have it in my bag? This one I totally forgot.
I will say, while you're looking for that, the giveaway I mentioned in the last episode came to a conclusion, and the prompt for it was talking about like your go-to tool, like the tool you have to have on your workbench, kind of in preparation for this episode. And a lot of people brought up the Razor glass files, and I've got the Display. I don't have the Razor. I've held the Razor. I've used the Razor. I like the Display because it's a little chunkier, but just the amount of people that genuinely love glass files is out of this world. But I had one person send me something that really, really stuck with me, and it was one of the most interesting things that I've heard so far. Their go-to tool is a basic Victorinox Swiss Army knife. And I thought about it for a second. So think about it. It's got a blade on it. It's got a sander on it. It's got a flathead screwdriver at the end of the sander that can be used as a part separator. It's got tweezers in it. It's got a toothpick in it. Is literally almost the entirety of your like full build, shy of like a good pair of nippers. It has just about everything you need in it. And that was such an interesting idea. I was like, man, that's really creative, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. So if you're going to a build event, just toss it in your back pocket or whatever.
Yeah.
One tool that I will say that I use every once in a while, and I forgot. I can't believe I forgot about it. I feel like such a terrible parent. The Display has an electric sander.
Yep.
The little
with the little disc chucks.
No. Let me, let's share the screen once again.
The one that looks like a toothbrush, or
this one right here.
Oh
yeah.
So this pen, so I have that, and I use it every once in a while, to kind of like if it's a hard to reach place, because it's literally just a tip, and it's not like you're not trying to get in a file or like trying to figure out how to like massage a Display sanding sponge. You're literally just like, you stick it in, do the thing, and you're done.
Yep.
So like it's actually kind of nice. It's not, if you can find it stateside, it's like $20. It really isn't inherently expensive. I think that I got more use out of that than I have the table wise.
I got, so like you use that. I use all the bits for that. I like the Display bits, and I use them with that David Union that I have. I use them for battle damage more than
Oh,
anything.
hey,
So
here's a legitimate tool that I don't that I think it's also invaluable if I could find it in the thing.
So
Oh
you
my
have that
gosh!
David Union, and I went to Walmart and got this cheap
Oh,
wireless hyper tough Dremel. It's
Nice.
rechargeable, and it's got 5 different levels that I can throttle it up and down, like increase or decrease the speed. And I've got a bit in here because I was just using this to
Yeah.
widen out a hole. I was standing it out with this diamond bit, and this is pretty neat. And it's got 3 or 4. It's got 4 LED lights ringing it,
Yeah.
so when I turn it on,
You can see
oh, that's
exactly what you're
nice.
working on,
That's
which is
nice.
nice.
this was
Hey, that's been an ongoing
$12.
joke, dude. That's been an ongoing joke that I've had like with people. I'm like, hey man, whenever they put a red dot on a freaking airbrush,
Yeah. Right.
I told you I was going to do
hey,
it. I told you I'm going to do it. I'm
all,
working on the
all,
prototype.
all y'all airbrush companies, Gallery, freaking Madworks, Master, all y'all, hey man, put a red dot on them fucker so I
Bro,
know where the hell I'm aiming because
I'm,
I'm
I'm going
telling
to,
you,
fella. I'm going to.
oh my
Man,
god,
be careful.
that
You put a red dot and like a stock on that thing. It's banned in California. Now they can't.
I'm just
oh,
over
speaking
here
of
like
another
stock
tool,
against my shoulders.
dude, hey dude, hey man, why not? I'm over here like all
Hey,
right, just like
leave it to the southerner to build something like that.
dude, hey, as a as vets, I'm sure that Justin and I would see the use in it. I would, if you do put a stock in it, collapsible.
Yep.
Collapsible.
You know,
It's tactical.
exactly.
Some
You
rails
gotta
on it.
have your tactical airbrush. Got
So,
your
like,
flashlight on it for
hey,
no reason. A toothbrush,
ne- also never underestimate a toothbrush
Yeah.
bro, for
and
real.
Yeah.
Bandai part separator. By the way, and this isn't a jab at anybody, I'm just going to let you know if you're trying to separate pieces and you're using a metal part separator, you're going to damage that. You may end up damaging the part, plastic on plastic. This thing will never damage your stuff.
I like
USA
that one.
Gundam Store.
That is my favorite. Like what Seth's holding. I was about to grab mine.
Damn, dude, what are you trying to do? We get banned in California with that? Like, quick switchblade. Like,
My big
by
thing
the
with the part separator, I agree. Like I definitely had one or two parts where I separated it and I was like, ooh, I can see
Yeah,
that. But that's also like you know,
is that
pay,
what we would call a skill issue?
pay attention to
yeah,
where you're
yeah.
separating it at. Like, um,
If I had $1 for every time I had to separate a part because I forgot to put a polycap in there,
Dude.
man,
Well, you see me do it whenever we get on voice chat. Sometimes we're just like messing around. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, I got ahead of myself. I got
dude,
all
yeah,
right. Let's
I
find the
do it
part
so
separator.
much. I do it so much that I've just absolutely stopped like putting kind of any emotion into like, oh man, I messed it up again. I'm just like, just go
dude,
right
I
back into fixing it.
I had to use my X-Acto knife as a part separator on the ship yesterday with the RG Quant full saber. I was putting something together. Um, I think it was with the not the wings, but the you know pointy sabery bits.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All the sword bits.
yeah, the
And
G8 sword bits.
I sandwiched a couple of them together. Then I looked. I was like, oh no! And I had to take the razor blade and like try to remember where all the pegs were, so I didn't slice them off and like wedge it in there because on the ship I just yeah I definitely don't have that. Oh,
So
be careful about like Chinese knockoff chrome pens. Um, because some of them, what they use for thinning liquid, like I'm 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 pretty liberal with solvents that I put straight onto plastic. More liberal than some people are probably. Um, uh, and I've been probably just lucky, but I was building, and it may be because it was the Debon, but I was building the Debon Mega Sharzaku 2,
yeah,
and I had like the buck $1 per 2 millimeter chrome pen knockoff. Um, I've used the Molotov straight on plastic all the time, not an issue. I've used the Bandai chrome straight on plastic, not an issue.
Not an issue.
But this thing, I put that inside the little sight on the gun, and you know, snapped it all together. Had him standing there, and I was like, oh, I want to change the position of this, and I grab it, and I like barely touched it just to rotate it up, and the whole thing like shattered on me. And I looked, and it was just like chrome filling the like it looked like Kylo Ren's mask all around this sight
Oh,
glass on it. Um, so I mean, in the end, the thing is like that's going to be a companion piece to my uh, mega granddaddy anyway. So like it's going to wind up being destroyed because that's going to be the Nazi suit. Um, and so like it's going to be messed up anyway. But like I just cemented the shit out of it and
yeah.
like stuck it together. It seems to have with that intervention held together. But yeah, just you know, be careful with what you're using. Could be a combination of the plastic and the solvent, but who knows?
Who
I
knows?
felt that, man, because like this is a Bandai pen.
Yeah,
This this one burst on me. Like like I don't know if it's because I the way I stored it or whatever. You can see it's all that sorts of caked up in there right now.
yeah,
But like I wanted to use this instead of the Molotov because this drives a lot faster than the Molotov.
yes, it
Because
is.
I was building my first Common Rider kit. I remember it was Common Rider Kuga. Um, yeah, and I was trying to think of which one it was. It's actually, matter of fact, it's right back here. It's the red one that you see right there. That guy right there. On the motorcycle. But yeah, I was building him, and I was like, well, I don't want to do the chrome stickers behind the eyes. I'll just chrome pin that shit. It'll look great. I went for it, and I pushed the you know how like you push a little bit to kind of get the juice, the thing flowing a little bit.
Yeah.
I pushed it and went. Bleh. It
Ooh.
looked like T1000 everywhere, and it got on my hands. It got on my nail. On
Oh
my
my
nail, and I
god,
was
you
like,
hit yourself with that anti-seize.
dude, yeah. And like, and I sat there just kind of like feeling sorry for myself for about 2.5 seconds. And then I got up and I went up to the store owner. I'm like, hey, do you got any alcohol? Because I'm pretty sure these are alcohol based. And like,
Hmm.
so I just spent a better half of like 15 minutes just like cleaning the parts off, waiting for shit to dry. Man, it was just like this ordeal. And it's just like all that to say, be careful how much pressure you apply.
Yeah,
Just
So,
be mindful.
yeah. So we've talked about it a couple times, like the X-Acto knives. And I didn't think there was a massive difference between an X-Acto blade and like an actual hobby blade until I got my Display knife. And I just want y'all to see like the size difference between an X-Acto blade and a hobby knife blade.
yeah, yeah.
And when we flip them back, the difference in the thickness,
Yeah.
it's absolutely worth spending a little bit of money to get one of these hobby knives, whatever brand it is, because they all seem to use a very similar profile for the actual blades, but for the control and the precision, definitely. At some point, I would say ditch the X-Acto knife, get an actual hobby knife. I feel like it's worth the investment.
See,
I think I agree.
I do not agree with that. Just because I like the extra size on the blade. Um, I like the longer point that it has because it comes to a
There's a,
sharper point.
there's
Yep.
a joke in there somewhere, but
Huh?
we'll keep going. There's a joke in there somewhere, but we'll
Yeah,
keep going.
but like this is how I cut with the X-Acto knife, and
Ah,
like I'm sure there are people who will like cringe, but I cut towards me because I get that control, and I just little bit at a time.
yep.
Um,
I but that comes down to a preference. So
yeah,
I don't cut like that. I cut like I'm holding a pencil. So
okay,
for me to have something like the Display one that's kind of triangular shape, it fits my grip better, and that
yeah,
shorter blade gives me way more control. But this X-Acto knife is great for cutting out water slide decals.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I prefer this for water slides.
So One thing, I actually got a huge pack of medical scalpels. Those
Ooh,
are surprisingly nice.
dude, they're great.
Like the big like scimitar looking razor blades.
Yep, yep.
Totally the most unsafe thing to have just when you have anyone other than yourself in the room. But they're I got those. I don't even know why I got them. I just thought, let me try that out.
Dude,
Um, pretty
ah,
nice.
this bothers me, man. Like, I just had another really good idea. Like, a talking point. It's a very underrated tool on my desk that I literally am looking straight at is my lamp on my desk.
Yeah,
To
man,
have
I
to
really want to
have
walk
good
over.
lighting.
Yeah,
I just like
like
my thirst trap light, you know.
I have this ring lamp right here. Uh, but I do have this light that folds. Oh Jesus Christ! I have this light that folds that I usually put on this desk. But no, like on my build desk over here, there's like nice little long bar light that I have, and it's been amazing to use. But one thing that I this is what I was telling you guys earlier is this little box right here.
Ah,
This this guy. If you're traveling, if you're building if you're traveling and you want to build while you're traveling, this is a Bandai product, by the way. If you can find it, um, you can uh, you can place spare parts all over
oh
the
yeah,
place,
that's
right?
the Bandai travel box, the
Yeah, and
part
then
separator box.
you can literally put three high grades in this bad boy, three normal size high grades, mind you, or just some big ones if you just make it fit. But this thing is great. Like
I
if you're
don't
traveling or if you're building while you're traveling, definitely recommend it. I don't know why I bought three. Um,
because they're good.
yeah, yeah, I'll definitely use it when So I'm thinking about going to this contest in April in Tulsa. So I might, if I finish my in thrust trust builds, I might take it with me. I need to see what their rules are with dioramas, more specifically for dioramas that are already built.
Yeah, you might want to
Because
look into resin parts too.
yeah, because I have I'm buying the Mega House um, Archangel hanger.
Ooh,
Yes.
Um,
ooh,
so
I need to
that
look
one's gonna
that
be
up.
what I use for pictures for my high
Wait,
grades.
don't
Because
you don't you have the Argama hanger already?
yeah, but the Argama hanger is just a deck. It's just a
Yes.
capital deck.
What's the
I have both the Argama, the nail Argama deck, and I also have the white base deck. The white base is more on the inside. That's actually like it looks like a hanger.
yeah.
But uh, but the reason I like the Archangel one is because it's very centralized.
Hmm.
The suit sits in the middle. There are arms that give the load out. I don't know. I like the way it looks a lot.
What company did you say that was?
Mega
Oh,
House. Actually,
Mega House.
You know what? Hold on.
one forty
Again,
fourth,
Yeah, let's
185
pull it
bucks.
up.
yep, yep.
Nice.
Once again, the internets.
Yeah, I
Let's
was
see
literally
here.
like I was asking so I could look it up myself, but since you're gonna pull it up to show all the nice fine people watching out there
Yeah,
on YouTube or
There you go,
on
right there.
Spotify, because apparently Spotify plays video now. Didn't know that.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
it does. I learned that when, yeah,
Yeah, I learned
So
that
there
when
you
we came
go.
back for season 2, and I clicked on it listening to our own podcast at work because I am my own worst enemy and critique everything that I do and say. Anyways,
But yeah, it comes with all these.
dude, that's cool.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Oh,
man,
okay, I see what it is.
like this could, I could take some really, really good pictures with some of my high grades, and
You know what that would be really good for too? Considering it's showing that the fact that Bandai has the entry grade armors coming out for the strike to make the ale strike, the launcher strike, the sword strike, the perfect strike.
yeah,
there.
So,
I I'm curious to see what the difference between that and the high grade is going to be.
so, I'll let you know with the ale striker pack because I built the ale strike high Gundam, um, high grade Gundam, the L strike. There we go. But as far as the perfect Gundam, uh, the old high grade perfect strike Gundam is a terrible, terrible kit. Like it is awful. So to get all of these packs like around the entry grade, high grade, like detail level to go on a kit like that is going to be really, really good, and it's going to absolutely curb stomp that old high grade Perfect Strike.
Nice.
So I'm excited about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm super excited
buying like 4 Strike Gundams.
I'm super excited for the new Seed Freedom kits, but we'll talk about those in some upcoming episodes as well, because there's some stuff coming down the pipe that especially with other companies like Moderoid and stuff like that. So I'm just like, man, these guys are gonna, they hurt.
If I don't get anything else, I'm getting that Immortal Justice Gundam because I know. Spoiler alert. I know at the beginning of the movie, Atherin's not the pilot of the Immortal Justice, but I still want it because it is an Atherin-inspired suit.
Oh yeah, I get it. No, no harm, no foul with that.
Yeah,
but
which I mean that it's come out. Like the first 6 minutes are available. Like if you haven't watched it yet, pause right now, go watch those 6 minutes, and come back and finish this episode because it is a very, very beautiful 6 minutes of animation. It is not subbed. You will have no idea what's going on, but it's gorgeous.
It's sick. It's some sick stuff.
Because your boy don't speak Japanese. I barely speak English.
Speaks Appalachian.
Sasuke. Mobile Home Gundam.
Mobile Home Gundam. Sasuke Uchiha.
Sasuke Uchiha.
That shit cracks me up.
By the way, I'm saying all these things. I've never seen a single episode of Naruto.
Dude, really? Oh man!
Well, if you think about it, man, not to get off on a tangent before we go into the closings, but like understand that my
read
Toonami
the manga
era. Hold on. Reading on my time off guy. Like my Toonami era, whenever the Majin Buu saga ended, like Big O was one of the few things that held me there. And Gundam Wing was already done. G Gundam didn't really like pull me. And but I watched the OVAs like OA Team and WA3, but I had already seen WA3 by that point. Blockbuster baby, I'm that old. Yeah, like Naruto was just never on my radar. It still kind of isn't, so to speak. But I got a bunch of other things on my plate right now. But all that being said, any closing thoughts? Any shout outs, anything like that you guys want to throw out there into the ether?
Yeah. So, shout out to Gunpla and the Goonies. I love their podcast. Love hanging out with those guys. Specifically, shout out to Goon. He posted a picture the other day, and he was holding the Shining Gundam, Maxter, and Rose Gundam in a killer pose. I don't know how he balanced all 3 of those in one hand, but that was a killer post. So I love that.
Yeah, he does that multi-hand thing, multi-kits in one hand.
Dude, it's wild what he's able to do, man. And I'm trying to get to that level because I can't pose very well. I
got it right here.
Oh yeah. Pull it up. Let's see it.
This one right here.
Yeah, that's the one. Like look at that. That is such a good pose. Oh,
yeah, that's.
I love that. Insane. I love that. Now I wanted to bring some more attention to that because that is just absolutely, that's an insane post to me. Like it's wild.
You got anything, Justin?
Man, I don't know. Happy to be here. Glad I was able to make it in between work and work. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I missed a JaxCon, like a big hobby event I was looking forward to being able to make this year because stuff was going on with Navy stuff. So, just glad to have a couple days to do this building. Look out for a dendrobium sometime in the next, some before I die, maybe.
Oh god, dude. Yeah, I feel you on that, man. I got oh my god, I'm not looking forward to building mine, but I got to put a shelf up first before I build it because I got to put the dendrobium and I got to put the meteor unit right next to it.
Nice.
Nice. I'm running out of room on my shelf.
Yeah, man. There are. I think there's like some space down here a little bit. Like you can't see me because my fatness is in the way. But yeah, like there is space still there. But yeah, man, I need to start getting creative.
So the lindworm right here, it's done. I will be posting it very very soon. The very first Snap Build Plus kit that I did. The reason I haven't posted it yet is because I just did the post of going live for giving away the giveaway kits. So I don't want to like double stack posts. I usually try to separate them by a week. So look out for that. It's coming soon. Very excited. Dropping new stuff.
Nice. You reminded me to finish my one.
all I really got is I have a few more photography posts that I'm going to throw here and there. They're here sooner rather than later. I'm going to try and do a stream for. I'm going to build this one Art of Gundam kit, which is a clear unicorn that to me is a grail find. This thing is beautiful, and I'm going to do a stream, but also later on, it's either going to be a video or an actual stream or a special episode of Thunderbolt where we're going to go. We're like again, we're going to do it live, basically talking through Gunpla photography, different levels, and also like camera photography versus using your cell phone versus, and also what kind of backdrops, if you're going to use, a box versus using just like regular backdrop or just using literally your desk, and whatever's in the background, just to kind of give it, basically kind of like have your set work for you. That's something that's that'll be down the pipe later on. But outside of that, I think this is a great episode. Really happy to see you back, Justin. I understand that. I know that your schedule is wild, and but we're gonna start having we're gonna rotate some folks from the old cast back through here and there. We're gonna have some new guests. But we'll see what goes on. The year's still early, even though it's gonna be March soon. Wow. But I said we're committing to this. We're gonna commit to bi-weekly episodes. That's 26 this year.
Do it.
So we're going for it. But outside of that, yeah, I'm Jan, aka the Gunpla Stop. You can find me on my socials. We got Seth, Ready Builder 2. We got Justin, Magnus Builds. Find us on Instagram, on the socials. Hey, if you guys have any questions or not, feel free to hit us up. We're not gonna bite. Seth might bite. He likes to lick doorknobs too, so you might get sick. Who knows?
You get a day.
That said,
you're good.
Hope you have health insurance.
Yeah. I do.
I'm talking to them, not you.
Oh.
I know you have health insurance.
Don't worry. I don't have rabies, I think.
All right. Well, you guys take it easy. Thanks for stopping by.